back to me and make sure I knew what was going on. But I considered the council my partner. I really did. And I always used to say, nothing big happens in St. Pete unless the mayor wants to do it and the council majority want to do it. And so you ought to be partners, and that's what we tried to do. And we did. We had a great council. I considered them my friends.
So what are your thoughts on the I-175 Reimagine project?
I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that.
Okay.
Because I've got my project right now. And
Yes, please tell us about it.
Yes,
please tell us about it. That's
I don't
a
want
great.
to debate any other projects.
Yeah, that's a great
Okay, here it
crossover.
is. This is the project.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to leave it here while I talk for a second. So the thought is, Rays are leaving. I'm okay with that. I really think that we can do fine without them. And the so what do you do with the drop site? And they're in the past we've had these master developers come in, and they're usually from somewhere else and decide what to do with our property. I'd rather us decide what to do with our property. And the thought is if you, for any of you watching that have been to Boston Commons is an amazing large park, and it's the centerpiece of all of Boston, and it's 50 acres. So what I'm proposing is a 30-acre park in the center of the Trop site that I call Saint Pete Commons, and surrounded by whatever development. Notice I've got pink around it. I don't say what should be in the rest of it. There have been a lot of community input, a lot of studies, and a lot of thought on what should be in all those buildings. And I'm really not here to discuss or debate that. I'm just saying I think is the anchor for the whole thing. One thing all the community forums say is we should have more parks, and they all say that. And so put a serious park right in the middle of it, make it a destination, and then build around it, and whatever people think should go there. And I'm not, again, whatever the community forums or whatever, and even with building the park, I would suggest that you put together a community forums to discuss what should the park be like, what should it look like. For instance, we have Campbell Park, which is just south of the 175, and it is called a sports complex. If you go on the city website, it's called a sports complex, and that's what it is. It's got multiple baseball fields, outdoor basketball courts, indoor basketball courts. It's got tennis courts. It's got skateboard parks. It's got playgrounds. It's a great facility. But it's a sports complex, and this is not that. This is more like a central park, more like a very big straw park. This would be, if you've been to Vinoy Park, we have concerts at Vinoy Park that hold 25,000 people. This is 3 times the size of Vinoy Park, so it would be a very significant park for the city. And while I'll put it down for a second. I was at a forum recently that was put on it.